that we've always complained about here with Hackett, many Jets offensive coordinators. Endless runs on first and second down, basically leaving third down to figure it out, Aaron and Garrett Wilson, which they did on the touchdown drive and a couple times. They limited creativity in the short yardage, like I just mentioned, and on the 2-point play. No Braylon Allen at all, so no change of pace, putting everything on the back of Breece Hall, who did not play his best game. And the plan without Mike Williams, who played 7 snaps, maybe, it was really just full-time Lazard as wide receiver too. And to Lazard's credit, after a brutal drop on the first drive, which you cannot have, he had a very nice second half. Now, some of the stats were garbage time. He caught a touchdown with no time left from Tyrod Taylor. Still, had the touchdown with Rodgers and had some nice moments. No involvement from Corley. No involvement from Gibson. No involvement from Mike Williams. Conklin and Ruckert out there just taking up space, not involved in any way whatsoever.
No, nothing at all.
No 2-back sets with Braylon Allen. You could even see in the garbage time drive, you don't need to play Breece every snap. It's not sustainable for him or for the offense for him to have 20 carries and 10 targets every single week. Every 3 series, rotate somebody else in with Allen, use 2-back sets, get as many playmakers out there as possible, and you have to find a way to diversify your targets, or you're just still putting far too much on Garrett Wilson, who was dominant in the second quarter. But if he's the only guy you're going to funnel the ball to, man, that's it. You're asking a lot there. And he has to get better too. He can't have that miscommunication on the deep ball. He has to be smarter with his field awareness still, like he was late in the game. But that's not where you need to focus your energy, because he was awesome on that touchdown drive. And that's how the offense should look. But you remember, again, this is Hackett. And at what point is Rodgers going to get more involved with how this is structured? Because you come out this is what you've been scripting all summer. It's pitch right, pitch left, third down drop by Lazard. The next drive, it's handoff. Outside, I don't think the screen pass was designed. The fumble was a design screen. No screens, no jet sweeps, not a ton of pre-snap motion. Just kind of nothing. It was 2 bubble screens to Garrett. Put Garrett in the slot. That's fine, and then just give the ball to Breece and check it down to Breece. It's just not much there from an offensive design standpoint.
Let's be real. The Jets showed up on the field, and I don't blame the players for this at all. I blame the coaches. The Jets showed up on this field just thinking they were better. And I don't mean that by the players. I mean by the game plan. They didn't really do anything that creative on offense. And you know what? I don't need the Jets to be running all these, this crazy plays. Aaron Rodgers changes things at the line of scrimmage, and most of the time it works, and that's going to be good enough for me. But they lined up out there and this is the defense we run. What are you going to do about it? And Kyle Shanahan was I'm going to knock your front teeth out with left hook after right hook after left hook, and here's an uppercut. I mean, seriously, it was borderline arrogant the way they came out defensively, schematically, and then offensively. I mean, come on, man. They're not changing their spots, right? This is Nathaniel Hackett's offense. They are who they are. There's not much creativity. Hopefully they don't need to be that creative to score points. We saw how special Rodgers can be, but hey, listen, my dream of Braylon Allen in 2-back sets and Olu Fashanu as the 6th offensive lineman, or hell, throw him in the backfield instead of Lazard on that play you want to run. Get the kid out there. Yeah. He's a difference maker. I don't know if any of that's going to happen, but nothing for Corley. Just fine. I didn't think Corley needed to be a big factor in this game, but I just find it wild to me that you just walked out to San Francisco, and it's crazy. I don't know, man. To me, it's walking out of the corner and looking at Mike Tyson, and you just kind of leave your face wide open. That's kind of how the Jets walked into San Francisco.
I hate another one that stuck out to me. It's 3rd and 6 or 3rd and 5, and you're 4 wide with Ruckert, Conklin, Lazard, and Garrett. And it's man, we've been talking about this. You basically have 3 tight ends out there with Garrett, and they need Mike Williams to get healthy. They need to still be looking at veteran receiver options up through the deadline, and they need to see if Gibson or Corley could add some juice. And again, maybe Corley's not ready. Maybe Gibson's not that good. We're not saying Gibson's Jamison Crowder in his prime or something here. You just need some variance with your receiver room. You can't put Ruckert out there as your X receiver on 3rd and 6 and be go get open. This guy has 11 career catches at this point. So look, they hopefully learned a valuable lesson again in primetime from a very good team. they need to get off the mat. We'd like to see a little more tempo on offense. Of course, we want to see Rodgers doing more of what he did on the 2 touchdown drives, which that second touchdown drive was a reminder that, and we saw this all throughout week 1, the game's not over when the Jets are down 10 or 14. Rodgers could score very quickly and move the football. And if they were a little smarter on that other drive, the game very well could have been 29-21 with like 5 minutes left. They just, you get the challenge from New York.
Yeah, we kind of glossed over that. Like, that was a big turning point in the game.
Cannot happen again. You have to win the turnover battle. That. You're an underdog on the road. You need to have sacks, have turnovers, and you cannot turn the ball over yourself. This is it's like when they were playing the Chargers in primetime last year. You allow punt return for a touchdown, and then Garrett fumbles it. I'm just sick of this team. And I know they're about to be in primetime again. I'm just sick of this team in primetime, man. Give me the 1 o'clock games. Give me go get the 1 o'clock D game on CBS and
Iron Eagle.
Take us to a win. Handle business. And I think I went to silver lining. I think Rodgers was pretty good, honestly. I thought he
looked a lot better.
He looked better than I expected. He's a little jumpy in the pocket at times, but
it's fine.
He took a couple of hits and he was fine. And the specialness is still there. That back shoulder to Garrett, the sideline throw to Lazard.
He can just throw the shit out of the football. It's insane.
Yeah, the hurrying up with the penalty, still putting up the touchdown down the field. Like they're fine, more than fine at quarterback, and it will get better as he gets more comfortable with everyone. So there is a sigh of relief. It's like, look, we got through that first game. It's not shocking that they lost at all. Now you have 4 straight games where, on paper, you should be favorites. And let's see it now, because now it's like we're into nut crunch time starting with this game, because there's not, for this regime from Joe Douglas to Robert Saleh to Rodgers on down, losing games to Will Levis and starting 0-2, very different than it's like, all right, look, we got our teeth kicked in by the team who's in the Super Bowl every year and could be in the Super Bowl again this year. Different situation. So we vented it out. We're going to turn the page in War Room. We're going to answer some questions in the Discord. We'll make sure we get all that. And then we'll talk a little Titans. CR, any final thoughts?
Yeah, a couple quick ones here. Back to, the Hackett issue. Garrett Wilson played 12 snaps in the slot. I think I want to say Garrett was on the field for at least about 48 plays. 6 of them were in the second half. Like, I'm not doing this again, or I guess I am. Last year, at the end of the year, I was like, can you move Garrett Wilson around like the Cowboys do with CeeDee Lamb? It's not like the Jets have this personnel that we can't move anything. Like, everybody's so good. He's your alpha wide receiver by 80 miles. Move him around. It's so simple. So I'd like to see Garrett in the slot more, especially against teams start to play him a little differently, like the Niners clearly did. Couple other little things. I do want to shout out some of the good. I thought the pass pro was honestly pretty good last night. I saw some people like, this new offensive line, we heard all about it all summer. They sucked. I didn't think the run game push was great, but I think it'll get better as they play more together. And I think you got to give ABT a little bit of time. And I don't think I would like to see them play with heavier personnel. They ran a lot of 11 personnel. So the run game is going to get better, in my opinion. I thought the pass pro was totally fine. I don't know what people are. I don't know what they want from this group at that point.
Yeah.
Defensively, I know it was a lot of doom and gloom in the beginning. I think this will naturally get better because they're going to play way less talented and not as well coached teams. But there are just things up front that they need to correct. And then I think what concerned me the most was it felt like they just started guessing the runs at the end of the game.